Well, this is typical London weather when you have to look at it. It was bright and sunny with lot of dark clouds around about 5 minutes ago. Then came the rain, and now we have an early lunch, 5-minute early lunch, and India have moved to 72 for 2 in some overcast conditions that were there at the start. It's been a very grassy wicket. You've seen movement. Sai Sudharsan was floored by one Yorker that swung too much. But yes, Jaiswal done in by some movement, and he was strapped plumb in front for 2. Rahul played an uncharacteristically loose shot. Close, it was swinging. He chose to cut inside edge, and Chris Wokes getting that wicket. So Gus Atkinson's looked okay. He's looked very good. But apart from that, 72 for 2, do you think it's a shared session? Looking at the progress that Sai Sudharsan though has played very solidly.
I'd firstly say I'm glad we're here because of early, there's an early break for us because of the rain and not because of a run out and there was a player closing in on a 50 or 100.
Yeah.
So that ways I don't mind an early lunch. Though at that time I remember it was early tea.
Lunch, Lords. Rahul wanting that 100 Pant bolting, but then he lost his wicket. After a very long time, you haven't lost a wicket just before lunch.
Yeah.
So that is one.
Or you
good
lose
thing.
one immediately after. Where you got that 100 and then
correct. Yes.
But anyhow, when we look at what we've seen for the amount of grass this pitch has, it hasn't offered as much as I thought to the bowlers. I thought
it's very soft underneath.
Yeah, because the bounce as well at the start didn't look like the wickets quick. At Manchester, you really thought that there was some pace off the deck that the bowlers were getting, but not here. I didn't quite feel that the wicket was that conducive for fast bowling as one had thought when you saw that green tinge on the surface. However, I still feel there is more to the surface. There is more than meets the eye at the moment. So there's definitely going to be something from for the bowlers here as we progress. From the batters, I would say it's been a mixed bag. Yashashvi, and we'll obviously talk about both those dismissals at greater depth going forward. But I think I would have taken 72 for 1. But with the loss of an experienced Rahul, I think that just means perhaps it's a shared session and not in favor of any one team.
I think 100% a shared session. In fact, I'd go on and say maybe India have dominated a little bit more, 51-49 in favor of India, because 72 runs in the first session, just 2 wickets the Indian team has lost. I think first innings, if you go and get to 300, 350, it should be a very good total in context of the whole game. And I agree with Harshit sir, what he just mentioned, that the wicket moving ahead, I think that it's going to get a little bit difficult for the batters as of now, because it's really soft. The ball is not that old, and we know about the Duke's ball. As it starts to get a little older, that is when it actually starts to swing, because as of now with the new ball, there is a lot of lacquer. It's not really swinging in that sense. It's going to start swinging once we get head into the second session, and maybe the wicket also starts to really help the fast bowlers a lot more in the second session.
I would say that your second session thing may have to be put on hold, because I'm seeing the broader covers that are coming in. So what happens is
It's a proper cross that's been made.
It's a proper cross, and that is an indication that you may probably be having this delay for a longer period of time.
See, because given the visuals that we're seeing right now, we'll try and describe those visuals for those of you who may not be around their TV screen at the moment. It's getting heavier in terms of the rain, so much so that behind the commentators there's a glass over there which gives you a view of the pitch, which gives you a full view of the stadium as well, and things are getting misty now. If I see them correctly at the moment, there's a few ground staffers running around as well. It's not raining here inside the studio, Siddharth.
It is.
But anyhow, it doesn't look like you will have the scheduled restart of play, which would have been 6:10. But the way that the rain came down and the way that I see the ground staffers scurrying around as well, I think you will need the super stopper if there is one. I haven't quite seen one yet, and there isn't quite a need at the moment, but you will need some sort of drying up to happen before play can resume, because on a couple of instances you saw one with the movement of the ball, as I heard from the commentators point out, that when the Dukes gets a little wet, it doesn't move that bit and it gets softer faster. And secondly, you saw Chris Vokes over there and Josh Tongue as well not being very comfortable running around. There was a bit of sawdust that was needed as well to aid the fast bowlers, especially around where they land the foot. So conditions at the Oval are extremely damp at the moment. I suspect there could be a prolonged lunch break
because
ahead for us.
when we did the weather report today, there was a yellow alert scheduled for London during the afternoon period there, British Standard Time. It is now reaching the afternoon period. It is going to be
it's 1 o'clock right now.
1 o'clock.
Two past 1.
So you're going to see the worst of the rain now. It may last for an hour or two. Then later on also there is rain. So 1 and 4 are the days in which you will see rain interruptions aplenty. But 2, 3 and 5 are pretty good in that sense. So, I mean, it was so extreme. I saw for about 7-8 minutes, throughout the entire session, it was pitch black, threatening to rain, but it didn't rain. Then suddenly there was sunshine. But then as we are about...
Very momentarily though.
Very momentarily. But then
So that was at the beginning of the game as well, that there were twice the covers had to come on and then twice covers went back as well.
Yeah, so it's not going to be a very short session. It's going to be a very prolonged session that you're looking at this point. So we are joined by Nikhil at this point. Nikhil, 72 for 2 in 23 overs. Shared session, or do you think India managed well in these conditions?
I think they've managed well. I'll be very honest. Nice to see some. By the way, I don't know about you guys, but I was taken back into the good old days. Lovely green pitch with the ball swinging. Not much to distinguish between the pitch and the square. Some overcast conditions. Oh God, how much have I missed this Test cricket under true English conditions. So finally, it's not looking like Rajkot or Firozshah Kotla. Finally, looking like it's a test match happening in England. A good contest between bat and ball. I absolutely, first things first, I think the first glimpse that I've seen of true blue test match conditions happening in England like it is supposed to happen. And pity it's come at the final test match. I don't know where this test match goes, but just to see it this way is lovely. It took me back to the Dravids and the Tendulkars of the yesterday years trying to survive in that session. I think overall, going back to your question, 70 odd, I think they've done well. They very well could have been one down as well. I think they are a bit unlucky. But credit to Vokes also to bowl that particular delivery that was, if you saw the analysis later, there was a slight change. The ball previous to that was going away, and then this one he got it a bit in. So you could say that probably came up with a strategy as well. So a good contest between bat and ball, a close call there for Shubman Gill, that ball dropping shot when he was trying to hit it through mid wicket. So I'd say overall good, because see, you've lost the toss, you've been put into bat. These are tough conditions, and I knew that the first hour or so maybe slightly easy. After that, it'll start swinging, and I think the next session with overcast condition and the Duke's ball being in its prime where it's going to swing is also going to be testing. But that's what you want, right? Sai Sudharsan be put under test. Shouldering his arms, leaving the ball right outside the off stump. And if you remember, I used to keep saying the one thing that you would always appreciate about England, or what you could do, is leave the ball on bounce and not necessarily the line. And we saw that Shubman did that. It seemed very close, but then batters leaving ball on the bounce as well. So overall, I mean, I've been very happy with what I've seen. I think Indian team should be happy, considering they lost the toss and the conditions that are on offer.
Nikhil, when you look at the Jaiswal dismissal, and if you look at his trend, he starts off strongly and then he kind of dips. Like BGT, he had a very good first test, then had a dip in the second and third, couple of 50s in the fourth, and then dip in the fifth. Same, he started strongly in the first two tests. now has had a dip, and this was the toughest conditions he encountered. Do you think now that this is where Yashasvi Jaiswal will be tested in the coming series or matches or months? Because tougher conditions, he does have that technical weakness. Has he answered it enough, or do you think there are still some questions?
No, Siddharth, I mean, I was meaning to talk about that. I don't think he's answered it enough. I think these were question marks that we would raise. Oftentimes we get things right, we get things wrong, but this was one thing that we were consistent about, that Yashasvi Jaiswal is a good, young, talented batter that we all think could be a future star, could be a all-format player for India, and those possibilities still exist. But I think if there is a chink in the armor, it certainly is in testing conditions where the ball does move laterally, and we've been saying that for a very long time. You saw that in South Africa, in BGT, in conditions which were tough. He found it really tough going in England as well. On occasion where the ball does a little bit, then he struggles to get going and post a big total. I have no doubt in my mind that you give him flat conditions even now, and then he'll pile on the runs. He's pretty good at that. I have no doubt in my mind that in white ball cricket, he's one of the best young talents around in the world. That's also true. But in test match cricket, and I don't think it's a major thing. I don't think it's something to worry about. I'm sure he's still young. It's something that he can work on. But yes, there are those technical flaws that he still has. And it just won't be one inning. I think he'll have to play a few in conditions, again, not necessarily in Senna conditions, because now, we used to have the Senna filter, but that was only valid because Senna would give you Senna conditions. Now you're not getting those conditions in a lot of grounds in these Senna countries. So I think we'll have to look at those grounds and the conditions on offer, whether it's Australia, whether it's England. South Africa, by and large, you do get those kind of conditions. So I think with that in mind, we'll have to take a call on Yashasvi. But I think that problem does exist.
As far as Shubman Gill is concerned, I mean, he also is looking quite okay. I mean, England tried to bowl straight, wicket to wicket, wicket to wicket. But do you think this will be a test of his mettle even further? Because has he answered the question after that Manchester 100 that yes, he can play on tough conditions also. But Oval, we have seen at the start, he's looked a bit iffy. But then if he carries on and does well here, no more debate on Shubman Gill as far as testing conditions are concerned if he plays a substantial knock?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think with Shubman, we did speak about that knock in Manchester, and I think that knock itself, as I said at that time, was something that did show us that it is coming of age of Shubman Gill, and I still maintain that. I know the conditions were really flat, but the amount of pressure, the situation, the context of the series, all of that did tell you that, that was a high pressure situation and he performed. But I agree. The problem with Shubman on those few occasions have been that ball coming in. So yeah, he would need a few innings. Again, we keep referring to that Kaba knock to talk about when under tough testing conditions, whether he can really get going or not. So under that circumstances, you can talk about it. But I think, yeah, for Shubman as well, I'd like to see a couple good knocks. Maybe this would be it. I mean, if I see a good knock from him, then he's already, prince and the king in waiting, or whatever you call it. And I completely agree with those, sort of names that he's been given. But I guess if he was to get runs here, you'd have to get up and salute. And I think that would be the passing of another test in what could be a very long test career for India.
When you just look at the pitch, Nikhil, for this, has it kind of surprised you that there has not been that much of movement? Because see, there have been occasional balls that have swung, and there are some that were bounced a bit from the length. But the England bowlers, were they too erratic with their line and lengths, or do you think that, okay, maybe this wicket, there is a bit of softness underneath, the grass is just there to hold it together? Were you surprised by the way how this pitch behaved?
No. I see. I mean, yeah, I guess it'll take time for the pitch also to quicken up. I think it may have sweated for all this while. It may just take time for the pitch to quicken up. But I think there was movement in the air, and there was a lot of movement in the air, which is the one area that you think the Indian batters would be tested, and they've done well to just lose 2 wickets so far. I feel after being put into bat. As far as England bowlers, I did think that they erred in their length a bit. I did think like that. To begin, they wouldn't be 100% happy with the way they've bowled. Overall line, I think, was good. I like that, previous test matches, we saw that attacking line, like, stump to stump, you attack the stump, but maybe the pitches were such that you had to do it. This is really that first pitch that we've got where the ball is moving that much because of the overhead conditions and the green grass that has been left on the pitch that you can play that fourth, fifth stump line. But I think in terms of length, I think they erred a bit shorter than they should have. But oftentimes we've seen when they do like that, then they go back into the dressing room, work those strategies out, and then come back and perform as well they do. So I think you might see a slight better performance from the English bowlers in the session to come, and I think the pitch will also slightly get quicker. The ball, we've already started seeing that it's now doing much more than it was doing in the first half. So this should be an interesting session coming up. I don't know what the weather condition is, but
It's very bad.
Yeah,
Nikhil.
it's gotten even worse as far as the weather is concerned,
Oh.
because right on cue, as soon as you talked about the weather, live visuals were flashed, and it's really pelting down. It's gotten heavier from what the way it started.
Yeah.
Nikhil got us to a nostalgia drive, but even in those periods, I didn't appreciate the rain breaks. Honestly, it was
This one's going
so
to be a long
frustrating.
one.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah, the fans probably who have gone to get some lunch as well. They've decided to stay indoors, and rightly so as well. None of them have come out into the stands. There's just a few of them who probably have a liking for rain with their umbrella outside and a hot dog in the hand that I could see. But otherwise, the ground staffers will have a long time trying to get the field ready for play. But for that, the rain needs to first stop, and at the moment there is no such indication of it stopping. However, this is London, as we know, and funny things happen when it comes to the London weather. You could see sunshine in not more than 10 minutes, 15 minutes from now. That's how unpredictable the London weather is. But speaking of those long shots that I saw, and that gives you an idea as to how many dark clouds there are over the stadium. For a considerable distance, I could see as much as I could. In fact, at that time, you could see only dark clouds hover around the stadium. So perhaps that's the bit of a buzzkill, and it could be one of the longer rain interruptions that we've seen in the series so far. Thankfully, not as many as we had thought in the previous matches. They didn't turn out to be as long as was projected. But what that does is it gives us enough time then to talk about the 72 runs, the way that they've come, and the 2 dismissals. Let's start with the first dismissal, that of Yashasvi Jaiswal.
You had some questions, Shashwat?
I was now that we're breaking down each and every batter, I think we will get to it. But I was just going to ask about Sai Sudarshan, because Sai Sudarshan has.
I think there is a network issue. Okay, so
I was just so we can just go.
we can
by
go on the
that.
wicket dismissal. So Yashasvi, I think Nikhil himself answered it that yes, testing conditions, the ball did come back a bit late on the stroke, and Ehsan Raza didn't give it out because he felt that there was bat, but there were 2 pads colliding in that sense.
There was no bat in the field.
Yeah.
There was daylight between the bat and ball.
So, 2 Sena tours now. I mean, proper 5 test series that you have seen in Australia and England. Shubman's answering the questions, but I think Yashasvi now the focus will be on him, because see, he started off well in Perth.
We got 700 plus in that. See, at home. But in
home.
Australia also he got 100.
See, he got 4. He got 250s and 100.
Yeah.
Here also he's gotten, I think, 250s and 100, if I'm not mistaken, in England. There seems to be a rather inconsistent trend in Yashasvi when you look at the tours of Australia and England at this point in time, because these are the 2 major tours where he had to answer. South Africa, he couldn't answer. His next major Sena opportunity is in October in New Zealand, 2026. So I think he will have to answer more questions. He can't just ride on the fact.
There are 2 dismissals that will stand out for me. One was at Lord's when he tried to pull the ball. And
Second innings.
it was a nothing shot, if you
that was
ask me.
terrible.
That was
Lord's terrible shot.
And then today's dismissal as well. It looked as he did look like today as if there was a new kid on the block trying to figure out Test cricket, because that gap between the bat and the ball was just didn't paint a good picture. And I felt that he didn't read the line right. I was just trying to see how much his feet had moved, how close is it that he tried to get to the ball, but there was a daylight between the bat and the ball, and I realized that the feet hadn't moved much. Again, something that you saw with Shubman Gill as well, again also in the second innings at Lords, where he just froze. Perhaps at that time for Gill, the situation got the better of him. He was getting a lot of earful from the English players as well. So maybe it was that pressure.
So, if you look at BGT, 10 innings, 391 runs at 43.4 with 250s and 100. Here in England, 9 innings so far, 293 runs at 32.5 with 250s and 100.
So it's turning out to be an identical outing for him.
Correct.
And yeah, so yeah, these two dismissals have been rather disappointing for me.
Two ducks in Australia, 2 ducks even here. 49 fours. He's hit the same that he hit in Australia. 49 fours and 2 sixes, same.
Wow.
This is the level of coincidence that you can look at it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to make about it. So, he's hit about 44 fours and 4 sixes. Here, 49 fours and 2 sixes. The level of coincidences that is there. So,
So this is, and that tells me that there's something missing in terms of the technique at the moment, in terms of what his idea is when he's going out there in such conditions. And clearly, it needs more polishing. He needs more settling down mentally, I think, because this was just a little off of him to not have his bat anywhere close to the ball. So there is some
last 4 innings, 0, 58, 0, 2.
So course correction needed.
Yeah.
I think Yashasvi Jaiswal, just at the beginning of the tour also I felt, and I mentioned this, that this is going to be a very challenging tour for him, because he's not a compact batter. He's somebody who likes to play on the rise. I was very surprised that he did not really dominate in that sense in Australia, although he did start really well over there as well. But then as the series came to an end and the wickets got a little more help, he started to really crumble. So until and unless conditions are really batter friendly, he will tend to struggle. But nothing to take away from him. He's a very good batter. He's very young, just his first overseas, first tour in Australia, first tour now in England. So he'll learn a lot from these 2 tours. And next time when he returns back, till then he needs to find ways to really score runs with this lack in his technique. Otherwise, he needs to work on that, because he's somebody who likes to play away from his body. He does not really get close to the ball. He plays away from the body, and that you cannot do in Test cricket. So you'll have to find a way to score runs with this technique or work on it and have a different technique for Test cricket.
Yeah. But KL Rahul, man, the guy who we felt that for these kind of conditions, he is the key. He looked okay. He started off well. But then that ball from Vokes, which just came in with a bit of extra bounce, cranked for room, dragged it back onto the stumps of 14. I felt had Rahul carried on, then I think it would have been India's session totally. But so far in this tour, see, for the first time he's ever crossed 500 runs. But when you look at the broader scope, how much of it did it impact the fortunes of the series? That we'll have a longer discussion on August 4th when that happens. Because see, on August 4th, the series ends. And basically, again, it's some sort of typical KL Rahul. I mean, he looks good, gets undone by one delivery, which I don't think was a peach. He was just undone by the lack of room that was there.
Yeah, and just sort of nipped back in very marginally. And as Nikhil was saying, perhaps he got a bit set up as well from Vokes, because most of the deliveries there was some deviation, but this one I think held its line a bit. So perhaps got undone in that regard. But how much does this affect of my reading for him in this series? Not much. I think he's pretty much done the job for the team. Of course, more the merrier. That's what you say for people and runs. So yeah, more runs for KL Rahul would have been better for his team. Looked good, looked technically right for those 39 odd deliveries. The 40th delivery had his name on it, but otherwise it's been a successful outing for him, I would say. And there is another innings to come. It's going to be the third innings of the match as well. And as has been the case at this venue, as I was telling you as well, you've had the most runs be scored in that particular inning. So let's see. But 500 plus runs that he already has against his name as an opener, only the second Indian to go past the 500 mark after the great Sunil Gavaskar did it twice in 71 and then in 79. So he'll be proud of that particular feat. And this one much better in terms of when you compare what happened in the Border Gavaskar Trophy, where he was toyed around, made to open, made to bat in the middle order. Nothing of that sort. There was utmost role clarity, and I think that is reflected in the kind of series that he's had.
Sai Sudarshan, he's looked scratchy. I mean, he played one more leg glance and luckily evaded leg gully. But 25 of 67, okay, I think he needs to carry on. If he doesn't get a big one, he had a chance to do it in Manchester, fell for 61. But the guy who's got him out on most occasions isn't bowling. That's Ben Stokes. It was Stokes who's been getting rid of Sai Sudarshan on a consistent basis. And can he capitalize and go for the big
His
one?
His first
today?
3 dismissals in his test career are all to Ben Stokes.
Yeah, and all on the leg side. Except the one in the fourth innings in Manchester, when he got a ball, he got kind of undone by how Gambhir got edged to Anderson in 2018.
But was Stokes the bowler that
No,
time?
it was someone else.
Cars maybe, I think.
No,
Was it
I
Archer?
think it was Archer.
Anyway, but first 3 dismissals to Stokes.
The rain has just gotten heavier. I was just
Heavier.
checking that.
So yeah, the latest update from the Oval is that the rain has gotten heavier, and as I mentioned, there was a yellow alert scheduled for.
Not here, other one.
Yeah, there was a yellow alert scheduled in the
today
afternoon period,
yeah.
and voila, bang on cue. We never thought that a day will come when we would get weather predictions correct for England. There used to be a time when weather absolutely torrential at the Oval now. Oh, it's dark and soggy out there. Full covers in place. It is set to clear, but it may take some mopping up as and when it stops. We'll keep you posted. That's
So one thing that this does is that for the inner time over the course of this series, we will see you at 11 o'clock.
No, even later. It
No,
will end at
today?
11:30.
Are you sure?
Yes. You'll extend the sessions by more. So 11:30. You remember in Leeds, because you had to go for the win, they extended to 11:30.
That's right. I think that was the second last day in which they extended.
Last day.
Last day?
Remember. So if you have an interruption now, you may not start early, but you'll extend your session timings. That's how I look at it. So instead of 10:30, it will end at 11:30, my friend. If that's the case, so in order to make
It
up
can
for the
get
overs.
called off if it continues to rain all throughout.
Yes, it will be called off early. So all your session timings will increase, whatever it is. So
Watch out for that as well. You need to subscribe. You need to hit the bell as well, because as soon as we get that update, we'll be coming live to you. At the moment, this is what we know.
Yeah,
If
let's
there are
take
any
some
changes in
comments,
the
yeah.
match timings for today or the session timings, for that matter, we will keep you posted. We'll now take some of your comments before we wrap things up here.
Yeah, because I think we are in for a long haul today. That's the way. Okay, and it was Vokes. Sorry, not it was Vokes. Yeah, Aaron De Silva. Just 3 fast bowlers in the team for this pitch. Well, let's not get into the team selection again. It is because you have opted for a safety first approach. You have to play. They are 2 spinners, but they are 2 spinners who can bat.
It's this formula that got you close to London. It's the same formula that helped you fight in Manchester. It's the same formula that won you in Birmingham. So you will stick with this formula. That's what it is. I agree, Aaron De Silva. It's not the formula that I like as well, especially the pitch at hand. But let's see. Let's hope for the best. Let's be together in wishing this team luck.
Kumar Vempalli saying the Manchester test was not a great escape for the Indian team. Rather, it was a great comeback, as it was batter's effort and not rain that forced a draw. But still, I mean,
Whatever way you say it.
it's 50-50 for me. Yeah, it's that way. Ashish Shandilya is very bullish. He's saying India can get forward in this innings by scoring 375 plus more than par to compensate their batting depth and given their bowlers some cushion. And Stokes' first absence felt when Overton was brought. Yeah, for 4 matches, Stokes has been England's ultimate talisman. With
This series, he's been the best bowler, yaar. And if it's a series that has
And he's gotten 100
an
as well.
Archer take part in it, a Bumrah take part in it. Bumrah's played 3 matches.
3 matches, but I think Stokes has had the biggest workload among all of them, who's bowled and bowled and bowled. So, in that sense, it's gonna be very
That I was
interesting.
looking at the numbers.
Oops. Oh. Even this is also gone. Okay. So, okay, let's. You take this for the time being.
So am I audible now, Shubham?
Yeah, I think you're
Okay,
audible.
so yeah, in terms of the workload for the fast bowlers, I was looking at this stat. It's been the second most in a test series, and the previous one as well also involved India.
Yep. Ashish, the MS, the untold story was made to celebrate the achievements of MS. Now, if you watch the movie, it looks as the movie is made as a tribute to Sushant Singh Rajput. You go to the BTS, you will see the amount of hard work he put in to be like MS Dhoni. I remember once to even get a wicket keeping this thing drill correct, he had to work for 150 hours to ensure that he got that proper technique correctly.
Yeah. I remember MS say this once at one of the promotional events that I got tired after a point answering his questions. He would just have so many questions. And gone too soon. Sushant Singh Rajput, we wish him well wherever
But
he
is
is.
it something today? Is there anything today? Because I've seen a lot of tributes coming in today. I don't know why. No, I don't think so. Was it? I don't know. Did it happen today?
Is it his birthday today? maybe?
Birthday or I don't know. Got to check.
You
Nothing
guys
like
tell
that.
us about it in the comments.
Yeah. So that is the way. And Piyush Nandre, is no international cricket for India in month of August. Why are first 3 days it's international cricket for the old test?
And then it's in September.
Because I don't think you are having the India Sri Lanka series.
Yeah.
It's not happening because it's not part of the FTP at this stage. Sarat Chandra said, sir, ICC should make a rule only for India team to play 11 batters plus 3-4 in a test to satisfy this management. Come on, yaar. See, the Indian management wants to focus on positive things. Like we have lost 5 tests out of the 10, but we won 2 with the same thing. So why not? Why not we use
There's
that?
nothing today that I see. It's not his birth anniversary, death anniversary.
It's not.
Or the date of the movie
Yeah.
release.
Yep, Kiran Khatri is saying Sai is looking assured, isn't he? Really? Okay. Big innings for him considering how fickle this management. He's looking solid, but he's not looking assured. He had 1-2 things from leg gully which ensured that okay.
I must say, most of the swinging balls have gone to him than to KL Rahul or any other batter. While the two of them were there in the middle. Most swinging balls, I think, were directed at Sai Sudharsan, but he's done well. Whatever, we must give him credit. At times, yes, he's fished outside his.
Either he's
off
being very
stump.
sarcastic about this assured bit. Because I think he looked solid. He didn't look assured.
He looked good, to be very honest.
Yeah, okay.
He looked okay.
Yes.
He looked okay to me.
Okay, just go up a bit. Ashish Dar, who's the second best batsman after Don Bradman? There's only one, my friend. And I think we all know the answer to that. Yes. So I won't even go ahead and ask. I know it is certain 3 words which are pleasant on it.
He also, since we spoke of one movie, there's a movie dedicated to him as well.
Okay, so it looks like the covers are coming off, but there is a fair bit of a mopping up operation.
There
that
is.
they'll
I
have to
see a super stopper there. The ground staffers are also
do. Yeah.
on the field right now.
Yep, I think the covers are coming off, and looking at it, we should have a resumption in about half an hour. Looking at it.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, so let's see. Okay.
Mohammad Madeen says that Sai
what a
is
talent.
a very good talent. Yes.
Well, hope so.
Let's
so
see.
far in the 4 innings that he's played, he struggled a bit, but I think he can make it. That's the way I look at it. So, let's see how the mopping up operation goes on. I think it should be another half an hour.
Is there any update, Siddharth, your little birdie has sent to you?
Little birdie has sent
Okay.
something in green.
Inspection at 2 o'clock, that means 6:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. There'll be an inspection. That means play is not starting before 6:45 if there's an inspection at 6:30.
Maybe it will start only at 7. 2:30 p.m. it will start then. So at 7, if the conditions improve and then all that, we'll get play.
Yeah.
In that sense. So, or if it's an inspection at 6:30, 6:45 you can start.
That's what I'm saying. Not before 6:45.
Not before 6:45. Let's see.
Yeah.
I hope that is the end of the rain delay. But get ready, folks. Not 11:30. That's how it's going to be. So, thank you so much, folks, for joining us. We should be back for the tea break.
Yeah.
Unless we get another rain delay and then we say what is the kind of situation if there is early tea taken and all those things. So, we'll be back for that. So, bye-bye, folks. See you soon. And do subscribe to Sports Today from me, Harshit and Shashwat. It's bye-bye. See you soon.